What's up? I'm pretty excited about watching this movie I'm about to watch, but I'm also not excited because I've heard enough. I've heard enough that I kind of know what I'm getting into. I think everyone heard too much before this movie was released, which is kind of their fault, I think. We're gonna be watching In a Violent Nature. From what I understand, it's already on Shudder as of today. Now, I started recording this before I went to check to make sure, so I could be getting ahead of myself, so if I am, you're not gonna see this, but if you're watching this, I found it. So as soon as I finish the movie, I'm gonna pick the phone back up, record my reaction, tell you exactly what I thought about it. I wanna do my reviews like this because I want you to get my reaction in the moment right after it's said and done. So without further ado, let's go see if it's on Shudder, and if it's not, then I'm wasting my time. Let's go. All right, guys, so if anyone needs to know, it's not on Shudder. I thought that's what I heard, but it is available VOD. If you go to Amazon Prime, it looks like you can rent it for $6.99. We gonna watch this shit, see what's up. Hey, it's my reflection. Hey, dude. IFC, I think I got IFC confused with Shudder. I don't know. Oh, never mind. What the fuck, Shudder?
Oh, man.
About that. Wow. This movie was very experimental. I appreciated the artistic angle that it took and the direction for about the first 10 minutes of the movie. I told my brother from another mother, Steve Barton, which make sure you pre-order his autobiography coming out called A Comedy of Tragedies, coming out very soon, pre-order, and we have some shirts available too if you want to. Links here! Anyways, something I mentioned to him about this too is I just felt like from what I was hearing that this is like the slasher-esque version of Skinamarink. Right on the fucking money. There's definitely more going on, but that doesn't really say much comparing it to what's going on in Skinamarink. And I felt like that the direction and atmosphere for that movie done in half an hour was perfect. I actually enjoyed the short film version of it, but I just felt like it had no purpose to be stretched out into a full-length feature. And I feel the exact same way about this movie too. I think this would have been a fantastic short film, maybe something to release as a short film and build off of from there. But to just come right out the gate and bring something this different as a full-length feature film, I just think that it could have been executed a little bit better. I think it would have been way more enjoyable because I was really appreciating the artistic direction of it, like I said in the beginning of the movie, but after a while it just kind of really worn down, or just wore me down, wore me out. I'm tired. The kills in the movie were creative for sure, but while the kills were, well, I will say some of the kills were very creative, it also left me asking, what was the whole point? Like, what's the reason? And for me at this point, especially watching horror movies, I really want a good story. And I knew, like I said going into this, I knew a lot going into it. I knew there wasn't a story, but when the movie is purposely dragging itself on to the extent that this one does, I feel like us as the viewer and the audience, we just deserve a little bit more than just what it gave us. I don't know. I appreciate the artistic direction it took, but I think that they kind of settled in it for a little bit longer than they should have. I think they could have done a lot more with it to be a little bit more creative on the story aspect of it, to be more relatable with the characters and everything too, because we don't know anything really about these characters. There was a scene where when we first meet the group, they're sitting around a bonfire and we're just like immediately put into their friend drama while the camera just pans in a circle around them while they start talking about the story of Johnny, and then we learn more about the drama. We don't know, there's no connection with them, and I get it because of the direction where we're from the perspective of the killer. So it is really hard to judge it because it is intentional to have this type of like 180 in the direction and the presentation of this movie. So it's hard to judge, but I think it just could have been executed a lot better. That ending was ridiculous, man. What were they thinking? I don't even know what else to say about it. That was a very poor ending, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful saying that, but again, it comes down to this type of movie is purposely dragging itself on, and I just feel like the viewer deserves a little bit more of a payoff. For me, it was not there. If I had to rate this between 1 to 5 stars, which is like when I'm on Letterboxd, that's what it is, you know, rate something between 1 and 5 stars, I'd probably give this a 2 out of 5. I appreciate what it tried to do. I really do. I enjoyed the direction. I always love something original, and this was original in the direction. But the execution fell so flat, at least for me. And I know other people will disagree because I've seen people who have really enjoyed this movie, and I'm happy for them, but it wasn't for me personally. The movie really did not feel that long, coincidentally, with how much they dragged the pace on, which was weird. I will say I didn't feel bored throughout the movie. I was just wanting more to happen. But as soon as it got to the point where our final girl had gotten away, that entire portion felt like it lasted longer than the entire movie. I really don't understand what they were thinking with that ending. I want to see this artistic direction applied to other movies in the future, for sure. I just want to see the execution of it done better, because I think there is a lot of potential to do something original in this style, especially in the horror genre, because I mean, horror has like a lot of cliches and things that we see over and over again in these movies, and this was refreshing in the direction it took, but the execution, again, I keep saying the word execution, repeating a lot of the words here, I just don't know how else to describe it. I just think that execution needs to be done better, and there is a lot of potential for something like this to be really enjoyable, and I hope this is going to be like a building block off of what else might be to come in the future. But for this movie specifically, did not do it for me at all. Would I recommend even watching it? I don't know. For the average viewer, I would not recommend watching it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think it's worth it. But for somebody who is looking for something original, for somebody that is willing to sit down and appreciate a movie based on its artistic value more so than what you get from a standard movie in the theaters or something with a story, if you can put that aside and just go into it for the sake of art, I think that, yeah, I'd recommend watching this. But overall, it just didn't do it for me. That's it. That's all I got for In a Violent Nature. I think that about covers it. Thank you guys for watching the video, and make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below what you thought of this film as well. I want to hear everyone's opinions. I want people to communicate and talk, and yeah, let's hear what you thought. And again, appreciate you guys. If y'all need any cool horror merch, well, bam, to die4rva.com. Check it out. We got everything you need. And yeah, until next time, later.